Well, Mike's not muted now. Wow,
Well,
happens.
that's live. That's
Yes,
live.
not Memorex.
And we are here. And good evening to all of you who are with us today.
Turn a little music in the background. Pick up your cup of wine or your glass of wine. Should have mine. Where's mine? Sit
It's
back and relax. One of these
it's
times we're
it's
going to have
beside
the
you, but it's more water
one of the times
instead
we're
of
going to have
mine.
the studio down low and have some lights, make it a little bit more romantic, and we'll have a romantic taking the journey together.
Ooh, that'd be
Yes,
nice.
a lovely, intimate, taking the journey together. And we'll talk about all the intimate things we can do and get
Hmm.
into some of the things that had nothing to do with really touching, but passing that romantic energy under the guise of what?
Right. Of intimacy.
No, no, no. The one
I'm
that we're
sorry.
trying to get you to be more comfortable with, but you're having a hard time with it. And I always pronounce it wrong. Let's see if you're in sync with it now.
Uh, no.
No, because I'm dealing with Sharon right now.
Yes, you
So
are.
when we get in front of the TV show and get people in front, she's mostly Sharon. And that spiritual part of her just disappears. Starts with the
Yes.
T. I always pronounce it wrong.
Tantra.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about that
I
too.
know that. I
Yes.
know that. But, you got to let that spiritual part of that yin and yang part,
Yes.
spiritual part cards, already show up. And then we'll always keep in
Absolutely.
touch with that. So
Absolutely.
tell us a vision, come to think of it,
Okay.
of
Well,
what our
first
show
we
is all
need to
about.
tell who we are.
That would be something that you should be able to do. Sure, go
Yes.
right ahead.
I am Sharon or Zare,
Mm-hmm.
and you are Craig or Imar, and we are taking the journey together.
Mm-hmm.
And taking the journey together has as its belief statement, we are going to relate. It doesn't matter what our mother says, our fathers, children, or even what Jesus says, we are going to relate. At taking the journey together, we believe in relating in a balanced manner. Balanced relationships are the ones that are entered into as friends first and lovers second, but has both aspects in each partner. And that's it.
Well, you stopped so quickly. Is there anything else more exciting about it, or is that just it?
Well, no, it's the exciting thing about it is that, and I am kind of moving away from the mic a little
Mm-hmm.
bit here, but the exciting
Please
thing,
don't.
well, I'm trying, it keeps moving on me.
Well, you just kind of moved a little bit, Jones.
I know. I'm just.
Oh, it looks like it's going to float back.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
that's what's happening. So that's why
Oh,
I'll just kind of
wow.
hold on to it a little
It
bit.
is kind of moving. Like, okay, you just
Yes.
have to move. Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
will just a little bit.
The exciting thing about it is when you have a friend with you, everything you do is
Mm-hmm.
fun and new.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not, you can talk about it and you can get it to the point where you either decide that you're going to make the next time fun and enjoyable, or you're just deciding and agreeing that you're not going to do that anymore. Because sometimes, you know, friends can laugh about something that was a horrible experience,
Mm-hmm.
and sharing in that not so greatness is still something that keeps them together. It's a
Exactly.
shared memory and experience.
Shared memory. And that shared memory may not have been a comfortable memory, but it still was a shared memory indeed.
Yes.
Anyway, so we're going to be talking about sharing some memories on today, and it will have everything to do with something that's going on this weekend. While I'm looking for that flyer, why don't you talk a little bit more about what is going on this weekend, and people who are watching the show hopefully will be excited about being part of it.
This weekend, we are going on a date and we're going to the movies for this
Mm-hmm.
date, but not to a theater. We're going to a situation that is going to be more intimate than that.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to the Beach Institute where where we're going to set up a movie about a first date, and we're going to enjoy that and talk about first dates and what first dates are like and compare the memories and discuss the memories of the first dates. And in doing that, what we're going to do is strengthen the relationship that we have. A lot of times when we talk about things that we have experienced in the past or shared in the past, it brings us a little bit closer together. And some people go on dates weekly. Some people go on dates bi-weekly, monthly, and some people, some couples just forget to go on dates altogether. And we're trying to make sure that stops happening.
I think we saw for Valentine's Day. You know, Valentine's Day, there's always something popping up, especially with the algorithm or however it is. It's
Algorithm.
the algorithm. Yeah, alga. Hello, alga.
You know, I had trouble with that song too.
So,
That word too.
I'm thinking they used to show big, plump, round, well women. They call them algas.
Oh
Hey,
gosh,
alga, come on over there.
that is, you're gonna have women coming after you on that one.
No, not
No,
really.
not
Because the one
really.
I was talking about, they look like they're from German or someplace else. They went black from that end.
Oh,
Uh,
those lumberjack looking women.
exactly.
Okay, yeah,
Anyway, the point was everything you can think of for Valentine's Day pops up during this time,
exactly.
right?
hmm
And so, where do you think we're going with that one?
We're going with Valentine's love, Valentine's date.
Exactly.
Yes.
Those dates come up, and people get to see different relationships that come up. But remember, we saw one of a couple, a black couple, that one of the special things they do is they make sure they have a date. What? Oh, ain't now because she's not here.
Yes, they make sure they have a date every week.
Every week they make sure they go on a date. I didn't say every day of the week, folks.
No,
I
every
said
week.
every week they make sure that. Isn't that something?
I was talking to one of my students today,
Mhm.
and she was saying that her parents go on a date every Friday night,
Uh-huh.
and she says she, they're not even waiting for me to get out of the house to start dating again. They go on a date now every Friday night. I said, "Is that something new?" And she kind of laughed, and she said, "No, they've been doing it." I said, "But you know, it's not about you leaving," because she's getting ready to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "You know, it's not about you leaving because you have a little sister at home still too."
Yeah.
So I said, "This is something that they're doing for them."
Exactly. Can you imagine thinking about going on a date every week? Some of us maybe going on a date 2 or 3 times in a week, or maybe 6 times in a month, maybe 7 times in a month. They're going on every week. That's only 4.3 times they're going on a date. Here's my point, folks. Going out can be costly. Yeah, I'm going there. Look it. You can go on a date every week on a weekday or a weekend, whatever you pick,
Yes.
via back and forth, and you only have 4.3 times. You're still going to save money.
Exactly.
Think about
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
You're still going to save money.
Yeah.
What an idea to think about going on a date every week
hmm
in your relationship. What do you
Yes.
think about that?
I think that's great.
I
But
think
here's,
it's a fantastic
here's
idea.
the thing too. You just brought this up and made me think about it
Mm-hmm.
when you said that um, going out on a date can be expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Going out on a date can also be taking a walk through the park,
True.
finding a nature trail and walking
Yes.
along that.
Going to a
Um,
museum that might be
mhm.
free that night. Yeah, museum free
Yes,
night sometimes.
absolutely.
Walking down by the river or the lake,
Yeah.
where you live would be beautiful
Mhm.
too at the same time.
Yes.
Sometimes walk in your own neighborhood. If you got a nice, safe neighborhood, doing that.
Yeah.
How's that?
Or take dinner. You're gonna
Mhm.
eat every night anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have to go out to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Out to a restaurant or something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I cook almost every night.
You do.
And instead of just sitting in the house or whatever, we have the back deck set up.
Yeah.
We can do a special movie
Mm-hmm.
and dinner on the deck. We can have
Yes.
wine and cheese on the deck. We can, maybe not cheese because
Mm-hmm.
I don't do cheese
Well,
very
some
much
other
anymore.
people,
But I
maybe
mean,
not just
that's
you.
just an
That's right.
idea,
Mhm.
And I was just using us as an example.
Mhm.
But you can do fruit. You can do, just something nice with nice music
Exactly.
and conversation.
Mhm.
And it doesn't
Like
have
Mike told you.
it doesn't have to cost a lot.
Exactly. How about the old fashioned one? Okay, some of us won't say old fashioned. How about the time when we first were dating and we did the drive in the car to nowhere?
We have done that, and that felt
Many
so
of us
good.
men
Yes.
remember, especially if we still were living at home with mom and them, and we had no place to looking for no place ready to go.
And had no money to go if we did have a
Exactly.
place to go.
So we use the car as our moving mobile home.
Yes.
We'll park at a park. We'll park at was it the airport? We'll park sometimes down the alley. No, we park
Oh,
any
God.
place we want. We could just to stop and talk and smooch and all the other stuff.
Yes.
But dang, we use the car. You
Yeah.
guys still? Do we still once in a while use the car to drive? And really with no place to go, but just having that company with one another.
Right.
I wonder if we do that anymore.
We haven't done it in a while, but we
Yeah.
have done. We used to take rides towards different places. Quite often we would end up on the beach. Do you remember that time?
Yes.
The lights went out,
Yes.
and we started, and it was hot,
Mm-hmm.
and so we were just driving around, and we up at the at a hotel.
Yes.
And no, folks, it's not what you think.
Yes. No
we-
hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
We ended up at this hotel.
We didn't invite anybody, not even our friends.
Yeah. And it was a really nice hotel too.
Mhm.
And they had, the pool out there, but then they
Yes.
had places where you could just lounge, and they had a hammock. We were at the hotel in
Enjoyed
the
ourselves.
hammock, just like we were visitors there. Like,
Exactly.
like we were visiting, but we were not paying to
Exactly.
be there. And we spent some time out there, and it
Mhm.
was really nice. And then when we were finished, we got back in the car and we drove back home. And by that
Wow.
time, the lights were back on.
I remember we did that quite a few times, and the relaxation, the
Mhm.
lifting off of burdens was almost kind of like as if we had no kids, had no financial burdens, we had no job that we're real concerned about. That's the time that you need to do when it comes in your relationship. It's
Right.
almost like doing that first courtship time where it was just you and the one you loved again. That is the time and the area of experiencing black love, come to think of it.
Uh-huh.
And that's
It
what we're
is.
talking
It
about,
is.
black love right now. Let me put up, if I can possibly can, a screen up here. There it is, of a show that we are planning to do. I think I might be able to make it bigger. I doubt it, but let me see over here. There it is. Let me put it over here. You want to talk a little bit more about it?
Yes. The thing I like about the pictures, we can't tell them who it is just based on, they can't look at it and tell who it is. And so we'll have them guessing. But this is the movie South Side with You. And it's a really sweet dating movie, first date movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Saturday from 6 to 10
Mm-hmm.
at the Beach Institute. We're going to have finger foods and some
A little bit of
wine,
wine,
and
cheese,
yes.
someplace for you to relax. So you were telling me that about you first of all, she said it, not me. A special gift is going to be given to all those who bring their
who come as a
dates.
first date.
First date. In other words, you could bring your date the first place that you want to go to this place. The museum has been around for years in our black community, so it's part of Black History Month. So
Yes.
it's a perfect place to go to. And at the same time, what a way to connect black love with the Black Museum. And at the same time, we're going to be able to watch a beautiful show. Some people you're going to know. Some of you always looked at and followed up, I should say, on the internet. But anyway,
But this will still be a different situation
exactly.
for watching it.
Yes.
And
Can couples come besides first date people?
oh, absolutely.
Oh, so if you're
Yes.
if you've been married for 565 years and 2 days, no, for a long time, you want to come too, because we want to hear you share what
Share your love story.
exactly.
And if you have just gotten married, then
Mhm.
too, you're welcome too. And if you've been dating for a day or two, please come. If this is your first date,
Hmm.
you're welcome. This is for all couples. And guess what? This is a taking the journey experience that is also welcoming singles.
Exactly. We're going to talk about how Black love is very much part of our soul in our Black community. Then we're going to talk about how it has affected our families from the past to the future. We're going to talk about how it should and it will and it does affect our community. And then we're just going to discuss about what do we look and feel about what should we do about Black love for the what? The future.
Yes.
Right?
And the good thing is, and one thing that we want to express to you is this is
Mm-hmm.
not a situation where the two of us will be talking at you. This is where we will be discussing. That was the operative word that he used just a minute ago.
Yes.
We're going to be discussing. And for a discussion, it is interactive. So you say something, we say something.
We all say something.
Everybody there is expected to say something, chime in, join in. I mean, if you are a listener, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have something that you want to contribute, that's going to be an important piece also.
Exactly. In other words, we will be almost like the flies on the wall.
Yes.
So we'll facilitate. We want to see out of this that maybe we could get some couples with experience to start coming together and then doing some good work. Uh-oh, I'm almost giving it away.
Uh-huh.
But we got some good things that hopefully everybody can share, and we definitely can use it forward in the community. Hey, we can't keep thinking that our Black love, meaning our relationships that we have, is not old and foggy, not in the past, but it's just something that should be hidden behind closed doors, and that our partnering in business, our partnering working for the man, our busyness in our entertainment, our busyness sometimes even with our children, everything else we make and think it should be more important. But our relationship, that relationship between you two, who is supporting all of this, or ones who want to get into that relationship, you got to understand it's just as important as every other thing I talked about, but it's even that much more important because it's the very foundation that holds things together from there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is. And that's where we are. And that's why we want you to be a part of what we are going to be doing as well, especially on Saturday night. Now, this Saturday night.
I forgot to tell people to actually share, didn't I?
Yes.
Well, even right now, I'm going to say, hey, make sure you go share it, right, Sharon?
Yes.
Go share right now. Share to who?
Everybody.
Exactly.
Shared friends, neighbors, enemies, co-workers, family, everybody. Just share and share and share. And if you want to come with your family, and when I say your family,
where are they supposed to go? Did we even say?
Yeah.
Oh, we said the Beach Institute, right? Do we give them an address?
I did not.
But
it was on the
Savannah,
thing,
you know
so
exactly,
yes.
right?
But if you're coming, if you're new to the area, you might not know.
So what should you do if you're new to the area? How should you get there?
Google.
She's not nice.
I don't know the address.
She don't want. Well, let's see. Let me get the address real quick. It's from 6 to 10,
502
right?
East Harris.
Where'd you see that at? You're quicker than me. You ain't got your glasses on, so how'd you see that?
Because it's big enough.
Oh, yeah, it is
502 East Harris
but it's
Street.
Also off of the other street that's across that, because it's right on a corner.
It extends.
What's that other street that's starts with a P? Oh man, I can't remember anyway. That one's
I cannot remember.
Exactly. But anyway, that address is good enough. How's that?
Yes.
Going back to what you said.
Yes. I don't know. Oh yes, I was just saying, if you want to, bring your brother, sister, sister-in-law, bring, your mom and dad. That would be so neat.
Price
if
Street.
You bring.
That's right.
Yes.
Off of Price
Harrison
Street
Price.
Yes.
If you bring your parents with you to this, we will celebrate them in a special way.
Exactly. They will definitely have some stories to tell about their first date and how it felt. and what they thought about each other. Oh my goodness, it would be something that I think would be very special. Don't you think?
Yes, and to have multiple generations
Hopefully.
they are talking about their dating experiences
Hmm.
and things like that, what their first date was. See,
Exactly.
what we don't realize is different generations have different things. Like we can say today, we went to drive-in movies on dates.
Hmm.
Kids today, young people today, half of them have no idea what a drive-in
No, they
is.
didn't. No,
They
they don't.
have kind of an understanding based on what from COVID when some people started doing
Hmm.
drive-in drive-up movies,
Drive up.
parking lot movies.
Did you say drive up movies?
Yes, they like parking lot movies.
Uh
People
huh.
started doing those, and so they think they have an idea of what drive-in was like, but there
Hmm.
is nothing like the old time drive-ins that had the big screen and you pulled up and you had the little the speaker, the big box speaker that you had to hang on your window and things like that while the mosquitoes ate you up. That was an experience that you don't you just don't get.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so it's something that is nice to talk about, share those experiences.
I think some of the young couples also too are talking about. My first date was I had my cell phone out, he had his cell phone out, and we were different parts of the city. And boy, what a first date that was!
Great.
You know that happened.
Yeah.
You know it happened many a times.
Yeah.
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 Let me ask you: do you remember at all any of your dates being over a computer at all, talking to one another?
No.
No,
No.
neither do I. Now, when we got older and we did the
They didn't
online
have.
thing, online stuff. Oh, I got older. We did the
Yeah.
online thing, and I'll be honest with you. I know when I started out doing online thing because I've been in the computer world for quite a while. There were some black folks that swept down. They would never do an online thing. Some of y'all started out with AOL.
Yes.
Black AOL had the most amount of black folks that came on the internet because everybody before that was scared to get on the computer. I know what I'm talking about. I know
Yes.
what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And you would ask people, will you date or will you talk to someone else online? No, man, I ain't going to do that. A woman said, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't dare think about doing it. They'd be embarrassed if they were doing it. They were embarrassed, would never think about it. They would never think any kind of black love could ever be created online. Why?
Because for one thing, we didn't do that. You were the one that was really into IT. First, personally, I never got into that, so I don't know the reason.
So I thought so.
And my reasoning for not doing it is I like the face to face.
That is the reason why. Turn the mic over to your mom, please.
Yeah.
It has everything to do with they didn't feel that online. It'd be the old fashioned way. We still like the old fashioned way now, most of us. Face to face. I couldn't feel that vibe
Right.
online. I really didn't know your facial features.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't smell your breath. I may want to reach
Sometimes
out.
that might be a good-
Sometimes I want to reach out and touch you.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. We felt like, I'm gonna say it too. We felt like that would be beneath us to think that we would utilize that as a way to connect with someone in a relationship, because our relationships we thought was sacred. We thought our relationships were deep. We thought our relationships were all that in a bag of more chips than a base, a computer, because it was our black love.
And it was exactly,
Mhm.
and that was entrenched in chemistry.
Exactly.
Did we jive? You know, did we
not jive vibe?
Well, that too. It just depends on who was saying it.
Okay,
but
you.
Yeah, well, I
said,
yeah, you know.
you said smooches.
Smooches.
There you go.
I never said that in my life.
But the point is, babe, still, it was face to face.
Exactly.
We did not do. But you cannot think of now on how dates are created now, how relationships are created now, how one time first connections
Yes,
are done over the internet.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. You know, and folks will go to various sites just,
Hmm.
with the intention of trying to connect with someone.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking it.
No,
It's just I don't know. I just need to
give it a try.
no,
Did you meet me on the line?
no,
You sure?
positive.
I thought we were, because I thought I was on the phone when I saw you the first time. I
No.
said, "Ooh, look at that good-looking gal." But of course, on the phone, you never know. People can dress up, but you get there, and you could end up with a catfish. Oh, there you go. There's a fish came out now. I'm just joking. No, we definitely did a face to
Excuse
face,
me.
but most everything from there was mostly on the phone. Mostly, but I
Yeah,
traveled back and forth a lot.
exactly, exactly. And it wasn't even video.
No. And do you need some water? Excuse you
No,
again.
yes, excuse me. I don't know why I get to sneezing once in a while. But yeah,
Probably because of.
it wasn't even FaceTime like they do now.
Hmm.
I didn't have a FaceTimeable phone.
Ah, you did not.
No.
Okay, okay.
And didn't know really a lot about
You don't know much
video
of anything
calls.
because you
And
are
I don't
seasoned
know
enough.
why I
Okay,
just
I,
all of a
I
sudden started that.
I know I don't know either, but I'm going to go ahead and let us run to a commercial real quick.
So I
Maybe
can
we can
get this
sort
out
this
of my
out.
system,
Exactly.
right?
So we'll be back. Think about some of the places. One of the things you did on your first date that's so important. It's very important, don't
And
you think?
feel free to put them in the comments section.
Exactly. Here we go. Right to commercial. Hey, we are back. We are back. We are back.
Yes, we
Ooh,
are.
we had a new commercial on there. Did you check that, babe?
I did. I like that.
That was a new commercial. Hey, about time, Julius. We got to get some more commercials on this show. definitely.
That's really good.
Exactly it was. Okay, let's tell a little bit about ourselves, where we are,
Yes.
what we're doing, and where we would like to have people go. Let me get to the right place here real
Yes.
quickly.
We are, and of course, for those of you who just tuned in and are
Mm-hmm.
finding us for the first time, we are taking the journey together.
Uh-huh.
That is our show and our brand and our
Mm-hmm.
name. And we do taking the journey together in several different places.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the places that you can find us is through the website, and that is takingthejourney-together.com. You can also email us at ttjt at takingthejourney-together. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ttjtogether. And on Instagram, this is my favorite, we are at instagram.com/takingthej together.
Yes. Okay. Not smoking the J, but taking
Taking
the
the
J.
J.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. And in addition to doing this show,
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday mornings, every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m., we are on a radio program on station WRUU. So you can find us at 9 every Saturday morning. That's
Mm-hmm.
9 Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Okay.
Where we are taking the journey together, talking about relationships as we do right here, often the same subject but different material because we are live on both of them. And so the delivery is different. The gist of it is the same, but every
Mm-hmm.
now and then you'll get some information on one that you don't on the other.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't be a bad idea to check out both of them.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, well, I'm so glad that we are on the channel and we're back New Year's. We had to talk to Julius and to put together some new music. We got new music on our WRUU, don't we? So we need
Yes.
some new music for this year. We're going to try to do a new background to it at the same time. Might add some extra sounds in a little bit, just kind of jazz things up. But because our relationship sometimes we should have jazzed up
Yes.
instead of in hyped up, and sometimes in turn move forward, and sometimes we need to have some real healthy loving drama. Notice I said healthy loving drama. Most of us are attached to drama, and the drama is negative.
Mm-hmm.
The drama is down in energy, meaning it can be very oppressive, it can be very suppressive
Depressive.
and depressive, and it can have violence and all that stuff in it. And we begin to think that that's what, how can I say it?
A good
Drama
relationship is.
Exactly.
Yes. And
It's
that's
not.
and not even close.
No.
Not even close. And we're not saying that you won't have disagreements and you don't have
Mhm.
arguments, but it doesn't have to extend all the way to violent situations
No.
and name calling and walking out on one another, and and all those things that you see in the dramas on where are they, on Facebook and on
This
TV
is the days of your life.
and to be honest, if those were the days of your life, who needs them?
Well,
Really?
they
Always.
still watching those soap operas now. Come on.
Oh, I know.
Them folks, they put them in cryo
After,
tubing
yeah,
and
after-
ice, and then bring it back out, and
yeah,
they're still alive.
after they finish taping.
Yeah, they
they-
put them in cryo tubes. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Man, I can't believe this one guy named Luther or whatever his name is. He's still on the damn show alive.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, I not too long ago I changed through all the streaming channels because they're streaming now. The individual
Wow.
shows are and why
Are you
would
serious?
they? Why would they not do perfect on the streaming?
That's
I
true.
mean, streaming
they can
does
get
a
a new
lot
life.
of series shows now, or
Mhm.
movies now. Then streaming is perfect for those soap operas.
Yes.
Because they were the first ever, never stopping series TV shows you could think of.
Yes.
They weren't for 5 or 6 seasons. They're for every season. Shoot.
Forever and ever.
Forever, ever,
and ever.
ever, ever.
Yes.
Yes. Well, our Black love is the same way too.
Yes.
We should be treating our Black love and celebrating our Black love as if it was, it will, and can be forever and ever. Our ancestors stayed together a lot through those tough times, through those enslaved times, and they stuck with one another as bad as it was. And there's no doubt about it, that pressure on the outside of the world forced them to in turn stay together.
Mhm.
for comfort with one another in a
Yes.
discomforting world. Now we're in a world that's a little bit more comforting with one another. Okay. And the discomfort and the disconnect that came from what you felt, that when we integrated with other folks and didn't stay with our own self, it makes it now very easy for us to say, I don't need to connect with you. And my self hate that I already have for myself, I can have no problem self hating you too at the same time.
Yes.
So the idea
Hating
of
you.
friendship,
Hating
exactly,
you through hating me.
exactly, and the hate that you what
Give.
you give. So the idea of friendship, the idea of us connecting as real friends, that's out the door. We don't need that whatsoever.
Yes. We don't
Black love
have a
has never
sense.
been like that.
No,
No.
we don't have a sense of camaraderie.
Yes.
We don't have a sense of shared experiences. We
Mhm.
don't have a sense of relying on one another.
Mhm.
And that whole attitude of let's stay together, let's enjoy each other, let's have fun together, let's build our world.
Mhm.
Instead, it's let's build a world like everyone else has, so it looks like that we're making it too.
Mhm.
But it does. It's not unique to you, and you need to build unique to you.
Hey, there's the movie night right there, been put up there.
Yes.
Hey, look at that. And to think about it, that's where you can go get the tickets, but you could also come to the event and pay the event. The tickets were $15 and $25, $15 for the single and 25 for the couples.
Mhm.
But because this is something special, this is something that's part of the holiday that we hope to do every year, we'll find some of the other place to go. It's only now $5. I think $10
for singles.
for singles, okay, and only $15
for a couple.
So there's no excuse. It's the same amount of money you pay for a movie if you went out, but this time
Actually,
you're gonna
no.
get some wine. Well, yeah, you're right about that. I forgot. Not anymore. But you're going to get some wine, little finger food, and you're going to have company with good people, and you're going to have a time to share. And we'll have the lights down low, good sound system. It's going to be worthwhile.
Yes.
And you're going to be in a place where hopefully everybody that comes wants to share something loving about Black love that they have.
Yes.
And you're going to feel good about yourself being out that night. Don't you
And
think?
exactly. And if you can't share anything about Black love,
Mhm.
share something about love.
Yes.
Yes. Because even though we're talking about celebrate,
Black.
celebrate,
Black. I'm sorry. I should never do that. I apologize.
But that's okay.
I'll put my dunce hand on, Mrs. Teacher.
No need to apologize. I have
Mhm.
been stumbling over words
Mhm.
all day, so it's okay. If even though we're talking about celebrating
Mhm.
Black love, it does not mean that love from other ethnicities and other groups of people
Mhm.
are not welcome.
Yes.
We're celebrating love, but because this is Black History Month, we have put Black love on it. But that's just it's easy for me to say, obviously. Let's
Mhm.
just celebrate love and bring in,
Along with it.
yes,
Black love is
absolutely.
love anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
So don't feel like you can't come.
Exactly. Okay. So we're going down the line. I was looking at how um 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 the fact, I'm looking at some of the notes because we're going to be talking about it while we're there, that Black love is a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is.
I mean, how many times too much on our media, too much on our TV shows, when they show Black love, is usually some kind of violence, some kind of negativity. How about this, folks? And hopefully someone out there won't get upset. I don't know of any Black love Hallmark channel as of yet that comes on showing Black love, especially through what? Valentine's Day.
Yes. And if you do know of one or some, please put it in the comments section, because we have been looking. And if you have found one, we would love to benefit from your find.
Exactly. Usually every time we will see a show that has something to do with Black love, what do we usually see?
Oh, there's stress, there's drama, there's
Mm-hmm.
there's some kind of negativity going on.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has a lie that they're not coming clean on.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has a jaded past. It's never like our relationship, when we met with one another, there was no secret hiding in the background. There was
Mm-hmm.
no um somebody over on the side saying, "Oh, this person's not good enough," or somebody saying something like, um, you know, "I can't trust you. I don't like you. I don't,"
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't have all that drama, and most Black relationships don't have that drama. But here is my take on what movies generally show about Black love.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
Black love is the Black person standing on the outside witnessing love from other people.
Mm.
Because the in most movies and things, the Black person is the sidekick. They're
Yes.
the ones that never have anybody. And if they do have somebody, it's only somebody is mentioned, but we never see them and we never see them interact.
Mm-hmm.
We never see what that relationship actually looks like, but we see what their friends' relationship look like. The Black person is always the third wheel, whether it's a male or a female.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we see a lot of. That's how we see a lot of Black love being perpetrated in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
For Black people, it's a spectator sport.
Yes. Yes. Or many times it starts out pretty good, things are going good, but you know at the end what's going to happen.
In the middle, it's gonna fall apart.
And at
It's
the
gonna
end,
fall apart.
usually it's a situation where is you can wish it now, you can hope, but the only time it's going to happen is when you get to heaven. 'Cause on earth, you're not going to have a good heavenly type of relationship. You ever
Yeah,
notice that?
I have. And even if you get into a relationship and you have a marriage and you have the kids and you have the nice house and everything,
Mm-hmm.
you're miserable.
Yes.
You're not happy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in your life is just, you're just going through the motions. We got to stop that. And we've got to stop celebrating that as being okay. It's not okay. And it's not what a healthy relationship should be. We've got to start demanding that we see or we get the opportunity to be a part of healthy, thriving relationships. But how can we expect to do that when we don't really have a lot of examples?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think there's a lot of that portrayal is set up to keep that separation of our partnership, our ability to be able to work together, our ability to operate and move from being dependent and moving into that higher realm called interdependence, where you can do more with someone else than what you can do by or yourself. And
Mhm.
so much of our community can depending on and moving in Black love that we can think of from Wall Street, we can think of from in Florida, we can think of many other cities when after they were let go, and Black folks were supposed to be emancipated. How we built cities.
During the Reconstruction
So it
period,
was built on
yes,
relationships, and our
yes.
cities did well, did they not?
Relationships and trust
Unbelievable well.
and
Yes.
shared
Hmm.
vision. Yeah, and
Exactly.
and they thrive.
Exactly.
And not just one or two people, but couples and families and communities. They thrive.
And we need to understand that that possibility was then, and it was supposed to be worse then,
Yeah.
i.e., worse would actually be more from the standpoint we had what less stuff,
Hmm.
less material stuff, but yet our emotional, our intellectual, our just plainly being able to relate to one another was much, much better then
Right.
than it is right now, where now it's mostly about how much material stuff I have,
Yes.
how much material stuff I should get. And then somehow, in some way, that makes us to the
Hmm.
best connection together.
Yes.
Of course, my prenup I may have to worry about. But anyway,
I know.
it really doesn't.
Yes,
It really
I
doesn't.
will sign that one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the the thing that came to my mind when you were talking
Mm-hmm.
about that was a couple that we spent time with this past weekend,
Mm.
and
Young
how
couple
they're working
in
together.
ATL.
Yes, they're working together and they're building, and they one thing that um uh, I'm going to just say his name, that Scott was saying, that
Mm-hmm.
really struck me, and that I think it's important for people to know,
Mm-hmm.
that they were talking about games and playing games and things like
Mm-hmm.
that, and he said you have to have fun time with your kids because it holds them together. Well, he said, talking about game night, they have game night for the
Mm-hmm.
family. You have to do that for your relationship as well.
Yes.
You have to have fun times at home. Not only when you go out someplace do you have fun, but you build on the outside fun that you have and you bring it inside too. You've got to you it's got to be an ongoing thing. So building that fun, that joy, those memories, that's what being in a relationship is all about.
Yes. Exactly. What a time we have. Love within the Black community is a powerful force. Black love can be a powerful force in our community, not just with the many single moms who have held up our families for years, as I came out of a single parent family,
Me
but
too.
imagine all of the relationships that were a mom and a father, or a father and mother in a Black community that were there, that we don't get much significant, how can I say it? Exposure to, but they were
Exactly.
there supporting the community. They're still there supporting the community too. And they were using their Black love with one another to help build that community strong, to create future for their families.
Hmm.
And summertime, that future might have been right in the midst of a hood, right in the midst of a project. I ain't saying that too, but right in the midst, and some of those stereotypes that you see on TV that thinks all families were disjointed, all families were dysfunctional. No child was being supported by a Black love, in this case, not just a single mother, but a mother and a father,
Yes,
especially that they didn't exist. But they did.
they
They
did.
did. They existed. They did may not had not too much money. They may not been too influential in the family. They probably been at the most. You know what I think at the most they were probably
What's that?
church folks.
Yeah.
I think that's the strongest institution that kind of kept things together in our community. They were church folks. What do you think about
Yeah,
that?
I think that was one of the things that helped keep the community together. But growing up in a Black community, um, the other thing was that sense of community, that
Mm-hmm.
sense that everybody was in it together. The fact that if you needed something, somebody on the block was ready to help you, or
Yes.
maybe even 2 or 3 blocks over.
Mm-hmm.
I think about the times, and I was mentioning it to somebody the other day, that we didn't have a car, but
Mm-hmm.
my mother, would go grocery shopping every Friday night,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody would take her. You know, um, there was, somebody on the block. There were like 3 or 4 people who had cars, and they would just have no problem. She didn't have to pay them or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. They would just take her, and she was not this person that would go to one grocery store and get everything
Mm-hmm.
she needed. She shopped where the best prices for what she wanted. She had a
Mm-hmm.
plan. She'd map it out, and they would take her to all the different places so that she could get the food that she needed at the prices that she needed, bring her back home, help her bring them in, and it was a sense of community. At the same time, if somebody got sick, everybody, you know, would
Mm-hmm.
pitch in to try to help out. So, I mean, we didn't have latchkey kids
Mm-hmm.
because there was always somebody whose house that you could go to when you got out of school if you needed to,
Mm.
you know. So that sense of community
Yes.
held the community together, taught us love, taught us how to deal with one another, and also showed us the fact that we were worthy. We were really a strong group of people.
What blessing that you have from that end, because I didn't necessarily have that and when it came up whatsoever, but yet at the same time, I do know a mom who was very, very, very strong, sometimes abusive too, but kept us pretty much tight in that house until I ran out a lot because I ran the street a lot, to be honest with you. We at least knew that there was a difference. What difference was that? Was through the many shows that she'd have us watch about social righteousness and justice of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Stokely Carmichael, the Black Panther. We always were watching them all the time, especially through back then PBS. Those kind of shows kept that consciousness in front of us. So when we got to see Black people, because she made sure we watched that all the time, we at least knew that there was another window. There was another image.
Yes.
There was another way that you could go, you can be, other than the community you were in.
Yeah. So, and that's
That was Black love too, by the way.
absolutely.
For my mom, that would be called Black love. Yeah.
and Black love is not just one dimensional. It's not just one way.
No,
It's
it's deep and abiding. Yes,
and it has many facets. It's like a diamond, and it has so many different facets of what it actually represents and looks like.
exactly. One of the diamonds, it helps us remember our history and celebrates our culture.
Absolutely.
Right?
Exactly. And that is what we are doing this month. And
Yeah,
some of
exactly.
us will sneak it in next month and the month after.
I think there's also important thing that our Black love helps us fight for equality
Yes.
and create a better world. Our voting is so necessary to know about and register for this year. Is it this year, 2024?
Yes.
It's
Yes,
so
it
important
is.
for us to know our Black love is important for us because we have had and used our Black love as family for years to fight for equality. We can't give up that now, can we?
Not at all.
No. So
Not at all.
that's also very important for us to understand that, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So before we close out, because we're moving towards the end of time.
Yeah. We've got about 4 minutes.
Yeah, but would you put up the information about
Again?
about Saturday one more time?
One more time.
Yes.
I should have known you're going to do that, boy. Let me see where I can find it.
Well, you could have just done the banner if you wanted to.
I can't find the banner.
I mean, the thing that goes across the bottom. Just that. Never mind, because that didn't have all of this information.
No,
on
it didn't have all
Yes.
this good information. So
Yes.
let me cue this here, and let me go back over here, right?
Yes.
Do the presentation, and let's go look at the screen. Is that the screen?
No.
Is that the screen there?
No.
No. That's the screen.
That's
No,
it.
that's the screen. There we go.
Yes.
So we put it up there.
Yeah.
It's actually up there. No, it's not.
No, you got to share it.
Why am I not sharing
you
it?
go.
There you go. Okay.
Yes.
Now we got it shared.
So we just want to make sure that you get the information. I just want to remind you one more time, the Valentine's movie night with a twist at the Beach Institute at 502 South, or is it East Harris? Google it. That's what we live by anyway.
It's also too at 318 Price
Price
Street.
Street.
Remember, Church? Because it's right on the
Yes.
corner.
Yes.
It's right on the corner. So
And it covers, like that whole space right there.
Mhm.
And so just make sure you come it's from 6 to 10. If you get there, a little bit early, like maybe,
You can pay at the event.
yeah, exactly.
Come a
You
little bit
pay at the
early.
door, and it's $10 or $15.
First date, bring your first date.
Yes. Or
Single,
your
come on.
parents.
Anyway, you are still allowed. You're going to have a first date sometime anyway.
Yes. Just do something.
Or you may have had one. You're like, let me check it out. See if this first date was good enough.
Yes. And just, it's another good opportunity for socialization in a different way. And who knows, you come as a single, it might end up being your first date.
Exactly. You might meet somebody there after that. What a unique way to meet someone during a special occasion that has to do with Black love in that first date. Whoa, that'd be something to remember by, wouldn't it?
That would definitely be something to remember and to celebrate.
It would be. Wow.
Yes.
That would be very special and insightful to know that one of these dates that we do, like this one, will end up someone meeting each other, and then from there they become a love affair or a Black love affair, and they
Yes.
end up from there, getting married or having a strong
Starting
relationship
with a
from there.
black friendship, and
Mhm.
then
Yeah, of course,
yes,
of course.
but and I'm just teasing about that because
Mhm.
we all know that the friendship is the first place.
It should be, yes.
Yes, and but let's just see what Saturday night brings, and we look forward to seeing you there, and doing something a little bit different and sharing it with us.
Exactly, exactly. Well, it's getting back and getting down to our time for us to stop. I love to be able to talk some more, especially talk about what they call power relationships.
Yes,
We're going to be talking about that pretty soon because I think that's important. Is the next piece in walking in enjoying um, um, balanced, healthy relationships
hmm
is us to start taking that next step, that higher step, the most expansive step. I mean, a direction, a purpose to go in that relationship is to become power couples. We definitely need more power couples, basically moving strongly on that element of interconnectivity where you can do more with somebody else working with you than you can by yourself. We got to move from
absolutely.
I'm gonna do this all myself. I'm gonna do this all by myself. And I know in many relationships that are codependent, and that person is just coming along for the ride, and they're like a ball and chain, and they're not understanding the
Yeah,
dynamics of when you are able to do things together. You the bills are easier, the cooking sometimes can be easier, sometimes of course. The enjoyment of when you go places are much more enjoyable. I mean, there's so many things, and I'm just speaking the usual stuff. I'm not
yes.
talking about building a home, building a community, building a job,
Or
building a
build a
school.
business or
Yes,
anything like
we're
that.
not even talking about
No,
that. Where two people can do so much
building a
with
strong
themselves.
family.
Exactly, in a community too. Oh, I know our usual ones, and then we got to get ready to go because it's coming down time. Our usual ones we're used to is the church being built by the pastor and then the pastor's wife,
Right.
and they celebrate it every Sunday or something like about how the first mother, I think that's what
First lady.
first lady, and how they so strongly built this church. They've been
Yes.
there for. I mean, that's the about the only example that we have a lot
In
about
the
in the
community.
community when it
Mhm.
comes to black. And nothing wrong with that, but we got to have more than just that because we have so many other families that go to those churches who are relationships themselves, and they have to be the example too at the same time of
Exactly.
black love, right?
Yes. So join us
Before you sneeze again.
Saturday night. No,
Oh,
you do it because my voice is gone.
and your Saturday night, your voice is gone, and you got to talk Saturday too. You and your
I
voice
know
is out.
it'll be back.
It will be back.
I won't talk
Anyway, I'm
much
sorry.
tomorrow.
Okay, don't talk much tomorrow at work.
And that's
Hopefully.
what it is. I talked too much today.
Yeah, you did. You
Yeah.
probably talked too much. Ooh, you got to make sure tomorrow you don't do that.
Yes. No, I won't. I got it set up already.
Oh, you got to set up so someone else can do things for you at school.
They're gonna do work.
All right. I'm so glad. So anyway, we are so glad and we're so happy for you and have listened. Hey, make sure you come back again next Thursday again
At
at
6
6
p.m.
o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully we'll have a guest too. But if not, we will see you from 6 to 10
Si-
at Beach Institute
Exactly.
in Savannah, Georgia. You got to be there to enjoy yourself. Get a chance to meet us. We get a chance to meet you too at the same time. God bless and ashe until next time. Take that journey together.
Together.